Hi there, this is Kevin once again. A very warm welcome to part 2 of our IoT home automation using Google Assistant. So guys, without being more said, let's get started. So guys, if you know, in the previous video, we have covered configuring our Arduino Node MCU using and controlling it with database. We have also configured our chatbot in Dialogflow, and now we are working on our Firebase functions. So guys, let's resume from where we left in the previous video. So guys, if you know, previously we are working on getting started up with our Firebase functions, and we have typed this command in which I said you need to type Firebase login. As you type, you need to type the email ID and password that you have used in your Dialogflow and used in your database. So the email account should be same, then only this will work. So what you need to do once we are done with this, as I showed you previously, it shows logged in as my email ID because I have already logged in this. So now we need to initialize our Firebase functions. So as I type this command will directly create a directory in which our Firebase functions will get initialized. Let's show you as I type Firebase init function. So now it is asking you for selecting a project, and here only select the project that you have used for your node MCU, that is the database that you are using. Here I am using a ISRI in which I am just controlling our lights. So the database name is ISRI here. So here where is it? Yeah, here also I need to select this ISRI here. Don't select this Hackanons IoT. This is directly created by this Dialogflow. Don't select that, be sure, otherwise this thing will not work. So as I select ISRI, now it will just create a function, all the things it's doing by. So it is selecting the language. So here it's like JavaScript, as we need to use Node.js. Now type Y, and you need to type capital Y again, and it's going on. So guys, now it's just installing all the dependencies that are required, and here in this it will create a server which we can later deploy it in our Firebase functions. Here we are having this Firebase function, we will deploy this project. So we don't need to run this server in our local machine, then only our project will. We need to deploy it in a function and it will work automatically. We don't need to think about after deploying it. We can deploy it using this dependency only. Let me show you. So now we have initialized our project. Now what we need to do, let me show you guys. Now again, here it's showing, now you need to write the code. So let's see. Here in my desktop I am having the folder name YouTube IoT, and this is a Google Assistant, and this is the location in which I just initialize the function. As I initialize the function, a firebase.json has been created, which includes my information of my account and all other project name and all these things. So as now here we need to go into this functions. As you go into function, you just need to edit this index.js. Don't think about editing any other files. All the files we don't need to touch them. So as I opened it with guided. Now here what we can do for the testing purpose only, later we will do other code. Here I'll just directly uncomment this and uncomment this also and this also. And here this is the code which will, if we get the URL of this function, then the response that we will get is hello from Firebase. So I'll just change the function name. Here I will type hello only. Okay, sorry, yeah. So yeah, hello. And as I save it, now I have saved it. Now what we need to do, here we need to deploy this. Once our whole code is created, now we need to deploy it. And for deploying, there is a command. I think we can directly type, let me show you. The command is Firebase Deploy. I know, yeah, you can type here. The command is Firebase Deploy only function. It is stating that if you are only using Firebase function, then only need to use this only functions. If you are using Firebase admins, we need to use it later. We will directly use only Firebase Deploy. Don't use this only function, we don't need that. And I'll directly paste it, and now it's just deploying our whole function in our Firebase functions. So it's just doing that. I think it's going on, yeah. So it's just checking for any error. And guys, if you have any error in this code, then your deploying will stop over here. You will get the error, what error you are having. And I will suggest you can also use any Node.js ID like Atom. You can use a Atom text editor. You can use any ID for Node.js for resolving out the errors. That's not a big deal. Now our function has been created successfully. Now what we need to do here, we need to get get the function URL so that we can check it out, and we need to paste that URL in this webhook URL that we have previously covered. And guys, I will suggest you the link for the previous tutorial is in the upper right corner. I will suggest you to go out from there, otherwise you will get confused. Please watch my previous videos and then only get out here. So here we need to type the URL of our function, and we there are two ways to get the URL, and one is directly copy this URL, and sometimes there might be chances that URL is not got here. You need to copy the URL from Firebase functions. I will also tell you that. I'll tell you that you can get the URL from there. Another thing is directly go in the functions. Here is the Firebase functions, and you will get the function over here. Because we have deployed the function in our database, and we got the URL over here. So directly copy. The URLs are same. Now copy, and now see, as I pasted, now it shows hello from Firebase. So let's directly copy and use this URL over here. As we use this URL, now here we need to save it. Other things we don't need to use, directly need to save it. So guys, now as I saved the URL, now what we will do, once we will type turn on the light, in the response we will get hello from Firebase. Let's do that. And for that, what I need to do, I just need to, and here I need to use some curly braces over here, one curly braces over here, and sorry, yeah, over here, and here I'll type speech, and here we need to use this. So that's it. So in the response, the thing written in the speech will be go as a response to the to our Google Assistant. So let's see in the chatbot, and as I saved it, now we need to deploy it once again because we have done some changes, and let's do that. So guys, now you can say as I deployed it, now it doesn't show me any URL. So that's the thing, that's why I showed you that from where you can get this URL. Now also we don't need the URL because we have already done it. Now we have saved it. Now let's see. So now as I type turn on the lights, so let's see whether it's working. So it shows default response not available. So here we are having the issue, but it's getting a value in the parameter. So here the issue is because I think the issue is with the API level. Let's just check it. And here we need to use the API legacy API. We are using a API by default. We are having the version 2 API. We need to use version 1 API. So let's save it with version 1 API, and let's test it out again. So as I type turn on the lights, turn on the lights, I think it should work. So that's bam guys, we are having the error in this API level. So be sure while deploying the code, and you should change the API level, because currently we are working on version 1. We are not working on version 2. You can check out the documentation for that. And we have done this through Firebase functions, and the functions are on our Firebase cloud, that is Firebase functions over here. So now let's see. Now here, once this response is get, here we need to change this response. That here we will change this response to light controlled SUCCESS successfully. And now this response should get, and before this response we need to, what we need to do guys, actually here we need to write the values of the parameter in the database, and let's see how to do that. So for setting these parameter, first of all we need to import the Firebase admin, and let's do that. And here for importing the Firebase admin, we need to use this code. So I'll just directly copy paste it, and you can also copy paste it from over here, or so here we need to copy paste it. And here in this const we can also type a bar over here. Now here what you need to do in this initialize app, here you need to use config.firebase config. So type it over here, functions.config.firebase, so that we can configure our Firebase functions, and that's done. So now here we need to create a database object. For that we need to type var database equal to admin dot database, and that's done. Now we are done with our database object. Now what we need to do, we need to request the parameters from here. So for requesting the parameters, here we need to create a variable lat, and here we need to type request.body.result.parameters. And now what we need to do, we just need to set this parameter to this param value in the database. So let's do that. So for that we need to type database dot ref dot set, and here we need to set params, and that's it. And let's save it and check out whether there are some errors or not. So as I type Firebase Deploy, and let's see. So it's just deploying, and there might be chances that there can be some error. Let's see. So guys, that's it. Now what will happen, once we will get a parameter from this Dialogflow, first of all the parameter is set in our database, then we will get the response, light control successfully. So let's see whether it's working or not. So here let's try out, and I will say first of all let's check the value in the database what we are having. So in our database currently the value we are having on equal to 0. So let's see. I will say turn on the lights, turn on like GHDR lights, and see. Now Watson light has been controlled successfully. That's good. We got the parameter 1, and in our database the value is that 1. So that's PAM. And now we need to integrate this with our Google Assistant. So let's do that. And for that we need to go into integrations, and this integrations, here we need to click Google Assistant, and it's just checking the status over here. And here if you're not getting this home automation, you are getting something like welcome intent, default welcome intent. Directly click on this home automation, select the intent, that this is the intent that we have created in this intent button over here. Now we need to click on this test over here. Now just updating actions on Google and opening our console of actions Google, and let's see. So it's just opening the simulator over here. And guys, before starting our simulator, first of all we need to go into the overview over here, so that we need to set the invocation, that by which keyword our app is get open. So let's see. So here decide our invocation, how our app is invoked. So I will type IOT control. So same name we can type in directly title also, and be sure I've already tried. I type the name same, so you can type the name same, that's not the issue. So now I'll click on save. Now let's try. As I click, now we need to go into this simulator, and guys, before going to simulator, be sure you check out the actions, and the actions, in the action you should get all these things get fetched from the Dialogflow that we have already created previously. Now go back, and here you need to click on test over here in the actions, and let's see. Now here I will type, say, okay Google, talk to IoT control. So it says getting the text version of IoT control, because at that time we have click on text button over here. Now let's see. Turn on the lights please. And see, here we got the value 1. Now if I say turn off the lights please, and see the value set 0. So that's PAM guys. Now guys, we are done with this whole simulating thing. Now let me show you by logging with this account in our Android app, and show you how we will test this in our Android. We don't need to do anything, just log in your Android with as a by default in Google Assistant with this email account that you are using in Dialogflow and database, and directly say talk to light, okay Google, talk to light control. This dashboard will open, then you can turn on and turn off your light. Let me show you the demo. So guys, here is my whole setup. Let me show you the project demo. So here am I having my Arduino node MCU. The LED is just connected. We can also collect any room light over here as we have, but we just need to use a relay module. That's not a big deal. You can connect it and check the connections on internet. Now here is my phone in which I am logged in with the account that is the account that I'm using in my database and the Dialogflow. And let's see, here I just press this button over here. Okay, Google,
Hi, how can I help?
talk to IoT control.
Okay, let's get the test version of IoT control. Light control successful.
Turn on the lights, please.
Light control successful.
Turn off the lights, please.
Light control successful.
So guys, now let me show you its machine learning power. Here at that time we are also used some synonyms, power off, switch off. Let me show you the demo of that also. Power on the lights.
Light control successful.
And guys, one thing here is there is no delay here. So turn off the lights, please.
Light control successful.
Switch on the lights.
Light control successful.
So guys, that's it for this IoT home automation using Google Assistant, Dialogflow and Firebase. If you like, please don't forget to like, subscribe and comment. And guys, it's my humble request, if you guys have any questions, and please comment out below so that I can resolve it as soon as possible. So that's it. Bye bye and have a nice day.